Thanks for joining this mini lecture on the work environment. For the next several minutes, I'm going to help you understand the work environment and why it's important. Additionally, I'm going to talk to you about what keeps people in their jobs and what keeps them engaged. So really, what is the work environment? Simply put, it's where tasks are performed. There's many things that contribute to the work environment, including the physical space. So do you have an office that's very open, with a very open floor plan, or is it very closed? Do you have very high cubicle walls? Are there spaces to be able to collaborate with your teammates? The noise level. If you work in a call center, for instance, the noise level is going to be much louder than if you work in a back office, for instance, where it might be much quieter. The same is true if you work in the front office of an organization, for instance, near the front desk or something like that, versus if you work more in a private office environment where there isn't a lot of foot traffic. The benefits and perks, while we might not think about that contributing to the work environment, it really does in a very big way. What are some of the benefits that you have in your organization? Is there an on-site fitness center? Are there social responsibility opportunities to volunteer in the community? What's the work-life balance like? Are you able to come in a little late if you had to for a doctor's appointment, or if you had to leave early to pick your child up from school? Is that something that's okay within your organization? Some of those little things really do add up. Is there a child care subsidy to help offset the cost of putting your children in daycare? All of those little perks and benefits really do add up, like I said, in a very big way. And then finally, the people. People have a very big impact on the work environment. And if you think about it, you spend more time at work than you do awake at home. So if you think about how important the people at home are to your home environment, obviously we can think and correlate that back to the work environment and how important those people are to our work environment as well. So let's be very reflective. Let's think about, does the work environment impact productivity? And how does the work environment impact productivity? Does the work environment impact retention? So beyond just people being productive, how does the work environment impact people actually staying in the organization and not leaving? And why do you think people choose to stay in their jobs? And even beyond that, why are they engaged in their jobs? And with that, as a leader, how are you able to impact the work environment? What can you do as a leader to create a more motivating and a more effective work environment? So, like I said, people have a very important responsibility and are key contributors to the work environment, and really in a couple of different ways. The people within the work environment, and not just the leaders, but all of the people within the organization, contribute to what the morale is in the organization, as well as the tone and the climate. Do you work in an organization where people are very upbeat, collaborative, open to suggestions? Or do you work in an environment where everybody's closed off, where there's a lot of silos? Are people able to take a lot of initiative, or do people really feel like they need to wait until they're told to do something before they take action? So if we just think about those couple of examples, we can think about how important those people are with the work environment. Do we have people on our teams that are very negative, or do we have people that are very positive? Think about the difference between the two and how that would impact the rest of the organization and the rest of your team. So the people are really very crucial to the organization, within the organization. If we think about why people stay within the organization, a lot of people think it's pay, but if we look at a survey that was commissioned by the American Psychological Association and was conducted by Harris Interactive, they surveyed 1,240 employees, and based upon their responses, 67% of those employees strongly agreed that they stay in an organization because they enjoy the work that they do. So they maybe have some intrinsic value. They feel connected to the work that they're doing and to the goals of the organization. Maybe there's some altruism that keeps them motivated in their work. Also, 67% felt that the job fits the other work that they do. So maybe there's work that they do outside of the organization, volunteer work or something like that, so they can kind of fit their job into the bigger picture of what they do. 60% had stated benefits. So again, we think about not just dental and vision and the number of vacation days that you get, but even beyond that, what's the work-life balance like? Are there other opportunities? Is there motivation to be healthy? Are there social responsibility opportunities? All of those are really benefits that you have that contribute to why people stay within the organization. And number 4 is pay. But what's interesting is that while all of these things get people to stay in their jobs, many times those employees aren't engaged. Simply coming in every day, collecting a paycheck isn't enough. We need workers who are engaged in their work. As a result, it's surprising that pay is number 4 as to why people stay in their jobs. However, studies show that money clearly does not correlate to employee engagement. Some studies suggest that high pay may in fact decrease engagement because it interferes with one's want for non-monetary rewards, such as enjoying their work and making a difference. So if you think about the top 2 reasons why people stay in their jobs, pay might actually interfere with those motivational factors. In fact, the effects of a salary increase really only last a couple of pay periods before it really stops motivating employees altogether. So that's really something that's very important and crucial to think about, that it really isn't always about pay. And in reality, in this instance, pay is probably somewhat of an inflated motivational factor. But really what we're trying to get to is we're trying to get to engagement. Engagement is the goal here. We need to strive to create an effective and a motivating workplace for our employees in order to keep them not just on the job, but as a leader, let's think about, why do you stay at your job? What are some of the motivational factors that keep you coming in every day? And even beyond that, keep you engaged in your job, keeping you wanting to come back and wanting to contribute and do more? And are there things that you can do as a leader to increase your own personal effectiveness? And would those things, in turn, improve the overall environment of your workplace? So as a leader, what are some of the things that you can do for yourself that will help drive improvements to the overall organization? What I'd like for you to do is consider the impacts that you're having on the work environment for your employees, and by doing so, complete the work environment assessment, which is in your participant guide. It's in session 4, page 5. It should only take a few minutes, but really give you some good insights into the work environment and your impact to that work environment. I hope that you enjoyed this mini lecture today, and I hope that you take back some really good information back to your next session. Stay connected with Bishop House online at bishophouse.com. You could also find us on Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And feel free to join the conversation on Twitter by using the hashtag LeadWell. Thanks, everyone, and have a great day.